roots, unlike branches with leaves, which are drawn from the back to the front, roots are drawn from the front to the back. The most important ones are the ones that are in the front because those are the ones that you see most readily. In this case, you can see that these roots here have a definite width to them. That means they have to be thought of as cylinders. So you have a dark shadow side and you have a highlight side. Now, when the roots get really thin, for instance, like this one here, you would have a light pencil edge on one side and a darker pencil edge on the other side. As soon as the root starts to get a little heavier looking, you will have a bit of shading that, first of all, emphasizes and gives value to the front roots, but also creates a sense of roundness. In the case of this root, which is really a tuber, and then has additional roots coming out from the main swollen stem, makes it important to, first of all, sculpt the large tuber portion of the root so that it has a highlight and it has a core shadow and it might even have some ambient light along one edge. Then you can see that these roots come out from the tuber, and these are really the roots that do the hard work of finding resources to feed not only the tuber, but to feed the main plant. Again, you can see that in this case, we've made the roots in the back darker and given some sculptural aspects to the roots in the front so that they have some dimension. This is an illustration of a rhizome, an iris, and you can see that the roots are quite elaborate, but again, the larger roots in the front are very detailed and the ones in the back become less so. This is an illustration of a turnip, and you can see most of the roots grow out of the base of it. It is considered a tuber, and it is very swollen. This is an enormous amount of storage for the plant itself. But what makes this drawing so exciting is the way that the roots are illustrated, quite dark compared to the actual swollen section itself. There's not a lot of them, but enough to tell you that there are quite a few that would come out of the base of the vegetable. The way the shading is done for the heavier roots, and then as the roots get smaller and thinner, there's much less detail. Only a dark shadow and a light line on one side to designate the thinness and the roundness of the root. Here we have an illustration of several different kinds of roots. We have the orchid, which is an epiphyte. We have a tulip bulb. This is a corm. This is an onion. This is a bamboo, carrot or horseradish or parsnip, taproot, and an example of ginger, all of which fall into the root category.